Following Jesus. Hello, my dear friends. Happy to be with you again. At this weekend, especially on Sunday, we have very important gospel reading, which is very important to be or to understand what is following of Jesus. Jesus is actually coming to a very important place, Caesarea Philippi, and he wants to know what people think about him. So he is just asking a question to his disciples, hey, tell me what people are speaking about me. And they are giving very different answers. Yeah, maybe you are risen John the Baptist, or you are Elijah, you are a prophet, and all these things. A fisher, a person who doesn't know anything of studies, he is giving a word as a spokesperson for all the disciples. Peter, you are Christ. My dear friends, it is not that easy to say, you are Christ, you are Messiah. Actually, to be a Messiah is a political problem. And everybody was looking who is going to be the Messiah. Because it is not only a spiritual way for the people of Israel, it was a political issue, my dear friends. So Jesus is said to be Messiah, to be Christ, and Jesus is telling his disciples, please don't tell this thing outside. My dear friends, this way we have understood through Peter that Jesus is Messiah, he is the Christ. Okay. To be a Messiah, to be a king, to be a Christ is not something which can be with joy. This is the thing which I understand, my dear friends. Jesus is understanding his being Messiah or Christ not with success, but it is through suffering. That is why Jesus is saying, yes, you are telling correct, I am Christ, I am Messiah, but I have to go through struggles. I have to take up the cross. I have to die on cross. My dear friends, it is not that easy to understand. The disciples thought he is Messiah, he is a king, he is coming and he will destroy everyone, and we can become the co-heirs of the new kingdom. But Jesus is saying, no, to become a Messiah, to be Christ, is not with this category. On the contrary, you have to go through struggles, you have to go through sufferings. And here, my dear friends, Peter is again coming and telling Christ, no, you cannot suffer. And at this time, my dear friends, Jesus is reacting to Peter, saying that you are Satan. I think there is no or better criticism on a pope than saying Satan. My dear friends, now we can understand how Jesus is addressing Peter as Satan. He is addressing Satan because Satan is something which will manipulate. Satan is not just only bad thing or evil. Satan is having a higher property of manipulation. So now Peter is coming to Jesus and advising him that he should not go through suffering. That means he is trying to manipulate the way which Jesus is trying to go. That is why, my dear friends, Jesus is telling Peter, you are a Satan. But Jesus is going ahead and saying, yes, the Son of Man has to suffer, he has to take up the cross and he has to die, but he will resurrect. Then you will understand that the salvation way of Christ is something which has to end up like this. And Jesus is telling to his disciples, my dear friends, you have to take up the cross, you have to empty yourself, and only then you can become my followers. My dear friends, in the history of the Catholic Church, it was always like that only the martyrdom is a real prize to be a disciple, or the discipleship is shown through the martyrdom of many thousands and hundred thousands of people, my dear friends. Yes, people really suffered for Christ and they showed what Christ is. Of course, Jesus was not blind to go through suffering. On the contrary, he is going very consciously that only through suffering there is a possibility of salvation. My dear friends, you and I want to follow Jesus. In which way? The way of Jesus is not having a crown, is not having might. It is just, my dear friends, suffering, going downwards, taking up the cross and following him. That is the real following of Jesus. So I would wish you and I learn from this gospel that we have to take up the cross, whatever it may be, and we have Jesus, and Jesus will save us, my dear friends. Maybe sometime we may not feel that God is helping us. Maybe he has forsaken us or forgotten us. But at the same time, our will to follow Jesus through suffering, if it endures forever, my dear friends, then we will be successful in our following of Jesus. Then we are the victors of kingdom of God. With this message, I wish you all the best. Have a good fellowship with Jesus at this weekend on Sunday Masses, and have a fruitful week, my dear friends. Bye-bye.